unbelievable shock your person nearly collapsed when they found out you did this. You have no idea what you've done to me, and maybe that's the cruelest part. You move through this world like your choices don't echo, like your silence doesn't slice through me. But when I found out what you did for a moment, even I forgot how to breathe. I'm not a man who collapses, not a man who loses himself, yet you, without even standing in front of me, dragged me to that edge. And I'm still standing there, waiting for you to understand the weight you carry in my life. You think I'm made of steel, right? Untouchable, unshaken. Everyone believes that, but you walked into my world and touched the one place no one was allowed to go. And when I realized why you did what you did, I felt something break open inside me. Not pain, not anger. Something darker, something deeper, a pull, a demand, a claim. You didn't even try to protect yourself from the impact, but you protected me. And I can't decide if that makes you reckless or perfect. You don't hear my voice right now. But if you did, you'd know it's not steady. You'd hear the tension sitting under every word. Because I can't forget the thought of you taking that risk alone, carrying something you should have given me to handle. I don't know whether to drag you into my arms for it or drag you closer so you can see what it does to me. You think I'm angry? No, I'm something worse. I'm aware of you in a way that leaves no room for anyone else. You acted like you didn't matter, like your choices were small. But don't you understand? Every single choice you make shakes my world. And when I learned what you did, it felt like someone lit a fire in my chest that refused to die down. You pushed yourself into danger, emotional, physical. I don't care. Without telling me, without giving me the right to stand beside you. And now I'm left here with this darkness that wants only one thing, you, close enough to stop doing things alone. You're not in front of me right now, but I'm speaking to you like you are, because distance doesn't soften the way you burn through me. I keep imagining your face if I told you what I truly felt in that moment. Shock, fear, or that quiet stubbornness you always carry. You would never admit how much I matter to you, but actions like this, they scream louder than any confession ever could. And believe me, I hear every silent cry. You don't get to disappear into the shadows after something like this. You don't get to pretend you're nothing, pretend your choices don't affect me. I'm not letting you go back to that version of you who hides everything. Not after this. You've already shown me your loyalty, your instinct, your heart, even if you never meant to. And now you're mine to keep an eye on, whether you like it or not. I won't allow you to fall. I won't allow you to bleed. Not when you've become the one thing I can't lose. And listen to me carefully. Whatever pushed you to do this, whatever fear or love or desperation guided your steps, I felt all of it. It hit me harder than any betrayal ever could. So don't you dare think I'll forget it. Don't you dare think I loosen my grip on you now. You shocked me, yes. You nearly brought me to my knees. But you also showed me exactly who you are to me. The one person whose actions can shake a prince. The one person who can break the darkness or feed it simply by breathing. You have no idea how deeply your actions carve themselves into me. I keep replaying every detail, every intention behind what you did. And it drags me deeper into a place I didn't know existed inside me. A place where your choices matter more than my own. A place where the thought of you acting alone, hurting alone, surviving alone feels like a personal attack on my soul. You moved without telling me, without letting me carry even a fraction of your weight. And it changes everything I thought, understood about control, about my control over myself, especially when it comes to you. You walk through life believing you're small, invisible, forgettable. But you're wrong. You are the one person who forces me to face emotions I've spent years burying under power, silence, and darkness. And when I learned what you did, it felt like someone ripped open those buried chambers and flooded them with you. You didn't just shock me, you invaded me. And don't fool yourself into thinking that's something I can erase or ignore now that I've seen the truth of what you carry inside you. You think I'm angry, but I'm not. Anger would have been easier. Anger burns fast and dies quickly. What I feel for you right now doesn't die. It settles, it coils, it tightens around my lungs like a vow. I'm not mad that you acted. I'm consumed by the reason behind it. You did it because you cared, because you couldn't stand the idea of me facing something alone. That kind of loyalty, it's dangerous. Not for you, no for me. Because once a man like me sees devotion like that, he doesn't let it slip away. You didn't say a word, yet you told me everything. You revealed exactly how deeply I exist in your thoughts, even when you pretend otherwise. You pushed yourself into a moment no one asked you to handle, no one expected you to take responsibility for. And still you stepped in. And now I'm left holding this truth that I should have seen long ago. You don't protect yourself, but you protect me. You keep breaking yourself to keep me whole. That's the kind of act that binds two souls whether they ask for it or not. You are not in front of me, but it feels like you are. Your absence cuts louder than your presence ever did. I'm speaking into the quiet between us, as if you're standing right here, as if you can feel the weight in my voice. Because I need you to understand something. What you did pulled me closer to you in a way nothing else ever has. You didn't save me. You claimed me, not with words, but with the silent risk you took. And I felt it like a hand gripping the back of my heart. You have this way of hurting yourself while pretending you're fine. And you think I don't see it. You think I don't notice the way you shrink, the way you hide your fear, the way you lock your pain behind stubborn pride. But I see everything. I always have. And if you think I'm going to let you keep moving like this, alone, unguarded, pushing yourself into danger just to spare me, you're wrong. I won't allow it. I won't allow you to keep sacrificing pieces of yourself for me when you should be protected by me. And listen to me carefully. What you did may have shocked me, may have shaken me to the core, but it also made one thing painfully clear. You don't get to disappear into the dark after this. You don't get to pretend you're nothing to me. Your actions have consequences, and the consequence of this one is simple. I will be watching you closer than ever. I will not let distance, silence, or fear take you from me. Not after you showed me how far you're willing to go. Not after you made it impossible for me to go back to I was before you. You keep pretending you don't matter, but you do. So much that it unsettles me in ways I can't even voice out loud. You move with this quiet strength, this hidden fire, and every time you act without thinking of yourself, it drags me deeper into obsession. You don't understand the kind of grip you have on me. You think you can act alone, handle things alone, walk through storms alone, but all I see is how easily you could disappear without a sound. And that thought has been clawing at me ever since I learned what you did. You didn't hesitate. That's what keeps replaying in my head. You stepped forward when everyone else stepped back, and you did it without second guessing, without waiting for me, without expecting anything in return. You moved for me, and you may never admit it, but your actions exposed everything you keep locked behind your silence. You revealed a loyalty that is rare, raw, and terrifying because it demands something just as powerful from me. something I can't hold back anymore. You think I walk through this world untouched, unaffected, but you changed that. You shook the foundation I built myself on. You made me feel something I've never allowed myself to feel, something darker than love and deeper than desire. It's the fear of losing you, the kind that sinks into your bones and stays. When I realized what you chose to face alone, something inside me snapped, this cold certainty that I cannot, will not let you walk into danger without me ever again. You weren't trying to prove anything, and maybe that's the part that hits me the hardest. You weren't trying to impress me. You weren't trying to make yourself look brave. You acted because that's who you are. Someone who protects without bragging, someone who gives without asking, someone who holds the weight of others without ever admitting your own. And that quiet selflessness, it scares me. It forces me to see how easily you could get hurt while trying to guard everyone else. You don't hear my voice right now, but I wish you could. I wish you could hear how heavy every word feels, how tightly I'm holding back the storm you created inside me. I'm not talking to a crowd, not to anyone else, just you. Because you're the only one who can shake me like this, the only one whose choices cut this deep. And the fact that you did all of this without telling me, it haunts me. It makes me wonder what else you've survived alone. You think you're protecting me by keeping me in the dark? But don't you understand? When you hide things from me, it makes my mind darker, my thoughts sharper, my control thinner. I don't want to be the man who finds out too late, who realizes you were bleeding while pretending to smile. I want to be the one who stands behind you, beside you, in front of you, whatever it takes to keep you safe. And if I sound possessive, it's because I am. I won't lie about that anymore. So hear me. No, you don't get to carry this world alone. Not when I exist in it with you. You don't get to act like you're unimportant. Not after everything you've shown me. What you did changed something permanent between us. It tore down walls I never meant to let anyone touch. And now I can't go back. I won't. You've tied yourself to me with your silence, your sacrifice, your stubborn courage. And whether you realize it or not, I'm holding that bond with both hands, refusing to ever let it break. You keep acting like your choices disappear once you walk away, like the world forgets what you do the moment you turn your back. But I don't forget, not when it comes to you. The moment I found out, something inside me froze, because you did it quietly, secretly, without asking, without warning. And that silence, it says more about you than any words ever could. You carry the weight of your decisions alone, even when they tear pieces out of you. And it drives me insane that you think that's normal. You don't understand how deeply I felt it, how sharply it cut through everything I thought I knew about myself. I'm supposed to be the one in control, the one who protects, the one who keeps danger at arm's length. Yet you, without hesitation, stepped into a moment that wasn't meant to be yours. You replaced my risk with your own. You shielded me from something I didn't even know was coming. And I can't decide if that makes you unbelievably brave or painfully reckless. You think I'm unaffected, but you couldn't be more wrong. You've taken up space in my mind in a way no one else ever has. Every time I close my eyes, I see the moment I realized what you did. I hear the echo of your silence, the quiet way you tried to downplay it. And all I could think was, how long have you been carrying things like this? How long have you been fighting alone while convincing everyone, especially me, that you're fine? You push through storms with no armor, but expect me to stand untouched? No, that ends now. You move through life like your wounds don't matter, like your sacrifices are too small to acknowledge. but I see the truth in the gaps between your words, in the things you don't say, in the shadows you keep around your heart. You didn't just protect me, you punished yourself for it. You took a hit you didn't deserve, one that should have been mine to take. And that's what twists inside me the most. You keep offering pieces of yourself as if you're easy to replace, as if losing even one part of you wouldn't destroy me. You don't hear the way I'm speaking right now, but maybe you should. There's a darkness in my voice that wasn't there before, a warning, a promise. You shook something awake in me that was better off sleeping. This relentless instinct to keep you close, to pull you out of every danger you walk into, to never let you bear something alone again. If you think distance will soften this feeling, it won't. If you think silence will weaken it, it'll only sharpen it. You keep acting like you're nothing special, but your actions say otherwise. You move with a kind of devotion that people spend their lives searching for. You don't speak it, you don't show it, but you live it. And I felt it harder than anything I've ever felt before. You think no one notices, but I do. I notice every sacrifice, every quiet decision, every moment you choose someone else over yourself. That's why it hit me so violently, because you did it for me. So let me make one thing clear. You don't get to walk away from this unchanged. Not after what you did. Not after the way it struck through me like lightning. You've tied yourself to me with a single action you thought meant nothing. And now I'm holding on to that thread with a grip I have no intention of loosening. You won't be alone in your choices anymore. You won't face anything in silence again. Not while I'm breathing. Not while I know what you're capable of giving and what I'm now willing to give back. You really don't understand the way you move through my world, do you? You think your actions dissolve once you leave the room, that the ripples calm just because you step back, but they don't, not for me. The moment I learned what you did, it was like someone dragged the cold blade across my spine, slow, deliberate, unforgettable. You didn't even hesitate. You just stepped into the fire like you were born for it. And the worst part is, you still acted like it was nothing. Like you were nothing. And that thought has been haunting me ever since. You pretend you don't care, but your actions scream louder than your silence ever could. You think you hide your heart well, but it shows every time you choose to stand alone, every time you protect me without expecting a single word back, every time you walk into something dangerous because you think I shouldn't have to. That's what gets to me. How naturally you sacrifice yourself, how quietly you bleed behind the scenes, how easily you erase your own worth. And it infuriates me that I didn't see it sooner. You don't understand the storm you created inside me. I'm not someone who breaks. I'm not someone who falters. Yet you, without even being in the same room, shook every part of me that I built from stone. You dragged emotions out of me I swore I had buried years ago. You made me care in a way that isn't gentle or sweet. It's darker, heavier. A need to protect you so fiercely that it borders on obsession. And it all started with one choice you made in silence. You walk through life thinking your battles are yours alone to fight, but I saw the truth in what you did. You didn't think of the cost. You didn't think of the consequences. You only thought of me. And that kind of devotion, it doesn't come without a price. It binds, it claims, it marks, and now I'm marked by your loyalty whether you wanted that or not. Now every step you take feels tied to something inside me that refuses to let go. You're not here right now, but it feels like you are. I can practically feel your presence in the air, in the space between my breaths, in the tension running under my skin. If you heard the way I'm speaking, you'd feel the shift, how my voice drops, how my tone sharpens, how the darkness inside me curls around your name.